Welcome to Cajun Cooking TV. This is Beryl Stokes, and today we're making Spinach Madeline or Spinach and Artichoke Dip. And I do already have this in my cookbook, Cajun Cooking Made Easy. It's in the appetizer section. So this is on page 2, and I call it here Spinach and Artichoke Dip. But Spinach Madeline has also been around, and I first saw it in like the Junior League River Roads cookbook that went around here in Baton Rouge. So we're gonna make this for a great appetizer, great party dip, and we will get started right now. So our first thing we want to do is get our spinach steamed, and I have a big container here of baby spinach. This is a 16-ounce container of baby spinach leaves. You can also use frozen, and that's what's in my recipe, but I really like the fresh much better. So I'm going to steam my spinach today in this quick cooker, but I've always as well done it in a big stock pot, and it fills up the entire stock pot, and by the time you're done it's only this big. So do it however you like, but we're going to do it in this today. So you need at least 1 cup of water when you use one of these Instapots, and this is really like a pressure cooker. So all I'm gonna do, this is pre-washed, just put all of this in here. It's very bulky, but it's gonna go down to nothing. Whew. Yeah, if you want to use frozen, I would suggest getting 2 of the bigger bags because you want to be a lot of spinach. And like I say, this is a pressure cooker. But if you're using a stock pot, you just want your put all your ingredients in, all your spinach leaves, turn the fire on, you get it to boil, and then you really just kind of turn it off and just let it steam for about 5 minutes. So today, got all this in here. I'm going to turn our dial to steam and custom time, and I'm going to put this down to just 5 minutes. I'm going to do less. It sounds like R2-D2. And I'm going to press start. So while we're doing some other things, this is going to build up pressure. You might see some steam come out of here in the meantime, but it's okay. It won't blow up, I promise. All right. So now the base of Spinach Madeline is a little cream sauce, and so I need to make a white roux. You've seen me make roux before. Most of the time roux are dark, like a caramel color, or really dark gumbo sometimes. But today we're just going to make a light roux. So my first thing is I've got 3 tablespoons of butter here. I'm going to only put 1 in right now because I want to saute my onion, celery, and bell pepper, the Cajun Trinity. So I've got this on, and in here, in my little food processor, I've got some onions I quartered, celery, and bell pepper. 1 small bell pepper. I'm going to put it in here. Okay. So this is looking good and minced. And as soon as my butter melts, I'm going to saute this up, and we'll make our little white roux. This out. That looks fun. It's colorful. This was about 2 cups of chopped Trinity. Okay, well this will take me a few minutes to get this going, and then we'll keep going and making our sauce. Okay, so I'm back and I have, we're making spinach and artichoke dip. So I got the spinach going and now I have some artichoke. And I want to show you, most people will grab a jar of artichoke hearts or the artichoke hearts in the can, which are great. These are easy, but they have a lot of the stem part on the artichoke, which is sometimes edible and sometimes it's tough. And I truly only want the heart. So I was very industrious last night and I steamed 2 artichokes in the quick cooker. So I steamed them and then I ate all the leaves off, and then we're left with the actual heart, and it was all I can do not to eat these because I really like them. And so smothered in butter and salt and garlic, yum. So I got 2 of the big hearts here and I just need to chop these up while my vegetables are cooking. So I'll do that right now. So in this, using a fresh artichokes like this, it's a little more expensive, but if you really want a good dip, this is the way to go. Do little small dices. Alright, so my vegetables are looking really beautiful in here. Starting to smell some onion, celery, and bell pepper. They're translucent. And I need to go ahead and start to make my roux. So I've got my other 2 tablespoons of butter here. We're going to melt that. Once that melts, I have 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now when you're making a roux, it's typically an equal amount of oil or butter to flour ratio. So I had 3 tablespoons of butter, so I have 3 tablespoons of flour. So get this all mixed up, and then put in the flour to start making the thickener. The roux is the thickener. Okay, so my butter is melted, and I've got my 3 tablespoons of flour here. I'm going to put in one at a time and stir it really well. Got my favorite roux spatula here with a flat edge. So when you're making a roux, you want to make sure you have something with a flat edge so that you can scrape the bottom of your pan and get all that good brown butter in there. So see, flat.
So you don't just dump it all in there at one time?
No, I don't. Some people might, but I don't. I do a little at a time to get it good and mixed up, because it's absorbing the moisture of the butter as the butter is browning. So there we go. Like that. While I'm at it, I have 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. It's fresh garlic, not out of the jar. I actually squeezed it out myself. Ding! There we go. Get this mixed up. What I have here also is 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And I have 1 cup of evaporated milk. That's the milk that comes in the can. It's usually called pet milk, or this was Carnation evaporated milk. It's not the condensed sweet milk, it's the regular. So this is 1 cup. We're gonna put that in here. And this is making our sauce. Whoop, good plate. Mix this all up. Ooh, about to forget the main stuff, Mike.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I know it wouldn't. I am somewhat notorious for that. but I do have the ingredients, so don't worry about that. I just don't have them out. Alright, that's going. Put this up. Need a little salt and pepper. There we go. Some pepper. You want a little Tony Stashers in there, Mike? Yes? Thumbs up? Oops, I need to open it. There. I'm going to turn off my fire because this has gotten thick. I don't want it to get too thick because I need some moisture. So, when you're melting cheese, you want to be sure to turn off the fire. You can even remove it from the fire. And in this case, this little ceramic burner stays really, really hot. So I'm going to take it off the burner. Ding. If you leave your cheese sauce or your white roux on the burner with the heat on and you try and melt cheese, it's just going to come out gummy and oily. It like lumps up. So that's one key thing I learned in my years of cooking, is to take it off the fire. And while it's still hot, it will melt the cheese. So we're going to put in half of this. We have an 8-ounce package here, and this is our triple cheddar. You can use sharp cheddar. I had some Italian cheese in there, a soft fontina cheese, anything you like. Really, the flavor is coming from all those onions, the bell pepper and garlic. Ooh, I could eat this with some French bread. All right. So I'm gonna set this to the side, and I think our spinach will be done in just a minute, and we'll show you where we go from here. And our spinach is ready. So with this pressure cooker, I need to release the pressure, which is basically the steam that is built up in the pressure cooker. I want to turn this away from myself. So I'm just going to release the pressure, and a lot of steam is going to come out, but it's okay. Think of it like your iron. So all the steams have been released. I've cut this off. Hit cancel. So now, just make sure I can turn it. There it goes. Woo! That looks good. You want to get in there? This is hot. Woo! You can smell spinach in here now. Yes, indeed. All right. So I have to get this out. I'm going to put it in a colander, and so I can strain out most of the water, and we'll show you that just a second. Okay, so I have a setup here of a big mixing bowl and my colander. I'm pulling out the spinach. As you can see, it really shrunk up. Okay, I'm going to chop this up just with my spatula here, and I'm going to push out as much water as I can so that it's not so much water, because then that'll make our sauce get too runny. So guess what's going to happen next? I'm going to put it in this yummy stuff right here. Our cheese sauce. Got as much water as I can get. Mike, you want to drink some spinach juice?
Save it for your smoothie in the morning.
We're going to throw this in here. Back to the side. And then I have my chopped artichoke. If you have the one that's in the jar, that's okay. Put it in there. Stir this up really well. So this is going in. And hey, you could eat it just like this if you wanted.
Make me a bowl of it.
I've actually done a spinach and artichoke dip just like this and put it in one of the small not food processor. What are those darn things called? Slow cooker. It's a slow cooker. I have a little mini slow cooker, and I put it in there for a party to keep it warm. So either way, shoot, some spinach and artichoke dip is cold, but I like the hot one. I like a hot dip. Spread it around. Put a little cheese on top. So that was a whole container. Spread that out. This is going in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes or until, you know, it's got some browning and the cheese is melted. So I reckon it's 20 minutes. That's what my recipe says. It's been 20 minutes. I really did time it for 20 minutes. And we have a beautiful browning on top. The cheese is melted. It's bubbling around the sides. That's what you want. So we are ready to have a sample. Okay, so I have some little dishes here. Take a big spoon. So creamy. If I really wanted to be impressive for a party or something, I would make little tiny small ones so everybody could have their own. No double dipping. Alright. So I've got some corn chips here, any kind of crackers, pita chips. We've seen it served with fried and breaded bow tie pasta, so it's very versatile. It's all in what you like. I like it with corn chips. So I got the little cups and the scoops, Dorito scoops, that make it easy to put a whole bunch in there at one time. See? I don't want to do it as hot. Again, I surprised myself. That is really good. So we have a great snack for our pre-dinner, and this is great for a party. We just love it. Okay, so we've made spinach and artichoke dip with fresh spinach and fresh artichokes, yummy cheese. It's wonderful. This recipe is already in our cookbook and on our website. That's on page 2 in our little cookbook, spinach and artichoke dip.
Did you enjoy Cajun Cooking TV as much as we did tonight? If so, did you know we offer a cookbook called Cajun Cooking Made Easy? Get yours today for only $9.95, and it's personally signed by yours truly, Beryl Stokes. Thanks for joining us tonight from your family at Cajun Cooking TV.
And welcome to Cajun Cooking TV. In this segment, we're going to make something super fun that's just mixing all kinds of things together, and it's called a Muffuletta pasta casserole. So instead of the bread and the yummy bread that's all crusty and good, we're going to use some yummy gluten-free pasta, but you can use regular pasta. This is penne pasta. This is a 12-ounce container. I've already made the noodles as per the directions. I boiled it, we seasoned the water, boiled it for 10 minutes, and then we drained in the strainer and rinsed it with cold water to stop the cooking process. Because you want it to just remain al dente, because we're going to put that in the oven. So this recipe is one we got from the great Chef John Foles. So thank you, Chef. We enjoy seeing you on the local TV channel, and sometimes we even run into him at one of our favorite restaurants. So this is just a simple casserole. All I did was prep up some things ahead of time. So basically we have our I love olives. So this is a great olive mix. We have this one, they have all sorts of different kinds at your grocery. Mike picked that one out for me. and it's mostly green olives, some onions, and little carrots all pickled in olive oil. I have about 2 tablespoons of minced fresh garlic, not the stuff out the jar. I've got some sliced black olives, and then I've got 3 different meats here, because you know on a sandwich it's layered with meat. So we've got some Black Forest ham diced, it's a 1/2 pound. We've got some hard salami from the deli, and then Mike has some Italian sausage. This was the bulk Italian sausage in the mild, so he fried this up for me earlier, and we drained off the excess fat, so that was easy. So we've got noodles, we've got all this stuff, and guess what? It's just gonna all go in here. It's kind of like a dump cake. This is a dump pasta. So here we go. And by the way, I have my oven preheated to 350. Put all this in here. Got some salami. Ham. That's good ham. I love it. Into the diced cut there.
Ooh, go easy on those nasty things.
Ooh, welcome. What about these nasty things? And this is going to be a lot of our moisture. See all this olive oil coming out? Whew, there we go. Some minced garlic. Oops. So we have some mozzarella cheese and we have some Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to pour it in this bowl here so I can get it really mixed up well. And then we can mix it into our noodles for the casserole. I think this casserole would also be good with your elbow noodles or even lasagna noodles, and just layer it like a lasagna. So you could do a couple different things with this. So let me just stir this up so those 2 cheeses get together. Okay, there we go. So, I'm gonna mix this really good in this big bowl. Got some salt and pepper, some black pepper, some salt. Don't want to do too much salt because all that ham and the salami already has a degree of salt in there. And some Tony Saster. Can't forget that. So we'll get this all mixed together, and then I have a casserole dish ready to go. All right.
You put that one on?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So I got this mixed up. I had to actually switch to a bigger bowl just so I could move it around good. So I've been sprinkling some cheese in here a little at a time. I need to save some to melt on top for Mr. Mike, who likes his cheese. And this will be, this cheese and the olive oil will be creamy. You know, if you really wanted to go all out, you could probably put a little half and half in here to make some cream sauce. But we're gonna try it John Folse's way, just how he said. Look at all that meat and yummy cheese and black olives. So I've got my deep casserole dish here and some spray. Just gonna spray it and make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. And I'm going to put in as much as we can in here. Let me hold this giant bowl. That is a big bowl. Put that in there. As you can see, that is a lot of food. We need to have this on the Caillouet birthday dinner. Alright. Got all that together. Let's get some cheese in there. Melt on top. And you can see, this is truly a simple dish. I bet you could make this on a weeknight for the family, and I bet it's 30 minutes or less, because we're gonna put this in the oven for 30 minutes. So total prep time is probably an hour. That's my kind of meal, especially when I get home late. So, you want the rest of the cheese, Mike?
You could save it for the other.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah,
Okay.
Good idea. So, we're going in the oven. It's set to 350 for 30 minutes. Melt the cheese, get it all mixed together, and we'll have our dinner. Going in.
Okay.
Look at us having dinner at 4 o'clock like OPs.
Yep.
Okay, we're back. It's been 30 minutes, and I had this in the oven, and it's gotten crispy on the edges, and the cheese is melted on top, and I'm sure it's melted in the middle too. So I'm gonna get a little, and we've been smelling the olive oil and the olives while we've been sitting waiting for it to be done. So let's get this into our bowl. Ooh, cheesy. There we go. And while this was cooking, I actually had a little bit left over, and I tried it, just as it was, cold. So it could actually be a cold, pasta dish as well. So I'm gonna take a taste. That's pretty good. Thank you, John Foltz. I like it. Alright, I want to thank you for joining me on Cajun Cooking TV. I've made a Muffuletta pasta casserole, compliments of the chef John Foltz. Appreciate all his guidance in helping me cook over the years. So this was an easy pasta dish. We had just chopped salami, ham, and some Italian sausage. Put some mix-ins with cheese and the pasta. Really, really simple. And I bet your family will love it too. So check out our recipes and videos on Cajun Cooking TV. We're also on Facebook, so be sure and like us. We share tips and recipes and other videos all during the week. So thanks, and we'll see you next time. Bye. How's that?
Perfect.
Good.
It's a wrap.